June 22, around 1:30. I have been wiring up the inverter uh, for AC output. The house is wired for generators, so I have it connected to my switch box or switch contraption here. Currently, this is 60 amp. I'm going to change it to 16 amps. And this connector goes to the house auxiliary or generator input. So I can switch between generator or from the Isilco. So there's a switch box inside the house. But this is connected to the auxiliary input. So this is a submersible cable that I use. It's number 12, AW12, AWG12. And this is the solar cable that I cut off, connected to the generator. And this is the battery cable that will be connected to minus and plus. I actually got it from my welding cable. So this is 14 millimeter square or 14 square millimeter. And it's good for 300 amps. Actually, if you want to go even higher, you should go 30 square millimeter or 25 square millimeter. So if you want to do this, future-proof your inverter, you might want to go higher inverter. That is to say, this is 3 kVA. You might want to go 5 kVA, depending on the load. So I'm using an existing solar circuit box that I had previously, and this is what I mean by the aircon. So right now the aircon is running, so it's hot today, and this is around 1 HP. I'm thinking of replacing it with 0.6 HP or 0.55 HP. They are around 12,000 peso right now, although I'm thinking of buying it from Lazada. Anyway, that's running right now. It's, like I said, it's running because it's hot. I mean, it's really hot. And the way the house is built, there's a lot of heat transfer from the roof, metal roof, inside the house. It just takes too long to cool. By the time the house is cool, it's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and in that instance, we actually turn off the aircon. The house is cool enough inside. So that's the reason why this single aircon suck a lot of energy, increases the electric bill. Imagine if I have that also running, I might be looking at 14,000 peso per month. So really, it's important to understand your want and need. Right now, I need a single aircon. Later on, I will want this to be on also. In which case, the battery and the inverter will change, and the solar panel will also change. So it's want and need. Okay, I have the system wired up. Please note, don't do what I do. This is just for quick test to understand what I need to do next. Anyway, so I had an existing solar panel upstairs on top of the roof. So I have this wire, and in my previous YouTube I have this unit or device. and it displays voltage from the panel. Right now it's 49 volts, and it's 6 amps. So multiply that, 50 times 6, so 300 watts. And it actually, this thing is damaged, so I need to buy a new one. So I have an on-off switch for the solar panel. Now, like I said, don't do what I did. I did it this way because I did it, but don't do it. It creates a big spark. And if you like sparks, no problem, but if you don't like big spark, it can be, surprising, and say, what's wrong with this thing? So here we have the 230 volts output. I measured the solar panel and I connected the batteries. And I didn't have the proper cable, so I did it that way. And when I connected this, created a big spark, just because it does. So that's what I mean. Don't do what I did. So let me see. Let me put a load on it and see what happens. Okay, we'll just go through the menu. So the output is 229 or 230. So panel is charging the battery. So it's charging. At the moment, I don't know what those are. I'll figure that out later. So no battery is coming out. The battery voltage is 27.6. Load is 0. Load in VA. The previous one was load in watts. So load in VA. Load in percent. Output is 500 hertz. Output is 50 hertz. Okay, so battery, I mean, you can toggle through this and select what display you want to see. So right now PB to battery is 3 amps. It means that it's fully charged. Okay, so again it's toggling through and from the beginning. So I'm going to put a load and then toggle through the menu again. So I have a wiring and connected to this heavy duty wiring into a 60 amp fuse. So right now it's displaying 232. Fuse is off. I am going to toggle it. This thing is 60 amps. I'm going to change it to 16 amps later, or maybe even 20 or 32. But I use it for the generator for submersible. That's why it's 60, but it actually should be 32 amps. So I'm going to turn it on, and here's the fan. I have it on what? I have it on number 3, and we're going to toggle through the menu and see what the load is. It's not even detecting that load. I guess with that, I mean, if you're loading a 0 VA, then the battery capacity will last forever. So maybe I need a bigger load to see what's gonna happen. So okay, I'll get a bigger load. I have an iron, and the rating is 1200 watt when the heater is on. So we are going to see what is the load and watts in BA. Okay, so I have a load, So now the battery is outputting 49 amps because of the load and the battery voltage. 49 amps is coming out of the battery and it dropped or droop. Okay, load is, as you can see, the load actually going up and down because the heater is let's see, it's hot. So the iron is hot, but the load is well, initially it was so it seems like when it sucks a lot of current, like 50 amps. I mean, it can suck current out of the battery at 150 amp hour or 100 amp. It's actually disconnect the load. Actually, it isn't. It's really hot. So, like I mentioned before, there's a duty when the load spikes up and down. So on the initial, now here it droops. So this is exactly what I mean by peaks. Initial power draw to drive the heater, and then after that it just goes on a small, very narrow duty. So this thing is hot. So there you have it. Don't do what I did. But if you know what you're doing, do what you like. I don't blame me for your troubles. So this is just for a demonstration. Thanks for watching.